Have you ever wondered what makes your computer or your phone or your tablet actually work? Well, what if I told you there's a secret boss living inside every single one of them, making all the magic happen? Today, we're going to meet that boss. So, think about your computer for a second. What's the most important part? Is it the screen? The keyboard? Nope. While all those things are super important, it's actually the invisible manager that tells all the other parts what to do. It's like the conductor of a big orchestra. And this secret boss has a name. It's called the operating system, or OS for short. And honestly, without an OS, your computer would just be a box of junk that can't do anything. It's the super important software that lets you actually use the computer to play games, do homework, you name it.
Okay, so what does this boss actually do all day? It's always working behind the scenes, doing a ton of stuff. Let's break down its 3 biggest and most important jobs.
First up, the OS is an amazing juggler. It's a total pro at making sure all your apps can run at the very same time.
Have you ever listened to music while you are playing a game or browsing the web? That's the OS making that happen. It tells the computer's brain, which is called the CPU, to switch between your music and your game really fast. So fast, it feels like everything is happening at once.
Next, the OS is also like a super organized desk manager. It's in charge of the computer's short-term memory, which has a cool name, RAM.
So, just imagine the RAM is like a little desk. Whenever you open a program, the OS gives it the perfect amount of space it needs on that desk to work, without bumping into any other programs. And then, when you close the program, poof! The OS cleans up that space so something new can use it.
And finally, the third big job. The OS is like the librarian of a giant warehouse where all of your stuff is stored. All your files, your photos, and your games.
See, your computer's hard drive is kind of like this huge warehouse. The OS keeps a perfect map of the whole place, so it knows exactly where every single file is. That way, when you need something, it can find it for you in like less than a second.
Now, of course, not all bosses are the same, and it's the same with operating systems. Different computers have different types of OS, and each one has its own special style.
You've probably heard of these. The most common one is Windows, which is great for schoolwork and games. Then there's Mac OS, which a lot of people who make art and music and movies really love. There's also Linux, which is a super powerful OS that helps run the internet. And of course, there are the mobile ones, like iOS and Android, that are the bosses inside our phones and tablets.
So, how do we tell the OS what to do? Well, there are 2 main ways we can talk to it. We can use pictures, or we can use words.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You've definitely seen it in movies. That black screen with all the bright green text scrolling by really fast. Ever wondered what that actually is? Well, most of us use something called a GUI. It stands for Graphical User Interface, which is just a fancy way of saying we click on icons and pictures with our mouse. But experts, the ones who manage tons of computers for the whole internet, they use a CLI, or command line interface. They just type in commands with their keyboard, because for them, it's way faster.
So, what's next for the operating system? Is it going to change? Oh yeah, it's about to get a super smart upgrade.
Right now, the OS pretty much just does what we tell it to. But soon, with a little help from something called artificial intelligence, or AI, it's going to start to predict problems and fix them all by itself, sometimes before we even notice anything was wrong.
Just imagine an OS that can heal itself when it finds a mistake, or one that can tell your game is about to crash and just stops it from happening. It could even learn your habits to make your favorite apps run even faster. You might even be able to give it commands just by talking to it. How cool would that be?
So, there you have it, the amazing secret boss inside your computer. Thanks so much for learning all about it with me. Now I have a question for you. If you could give your computer's boss one brand new superpower, what would you pick?